Let's dive into the top 10 pop culture moments of the 2010s. First up, we have the royal wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton, which took place in 2011. In April 2011, billions of people worldwide were glued to their screens as Prince William, second in line to the British throne, married Kate Middleton in a grand ceremony at Westminster Abbey.
April the 29th, 2011. The day royal fans had been eagerly awaiting. Crowds turned out in their masses to celebrate the couple's special day. The day began with guests entering Westminster Abbey. Friends, family members, dignitaries and politicians took their place in the church. Then audiences began spotting the odd celebrity. Elton John and David and Victoria Beckham were just a few of the famous faces making an appearance. Prince William left Clarence House with his best man, his brother Prince Harry. Both men wore their military uniforms. While William was greeting guests, the most famous guest was making her way to the Abbey. Her arrival was announced with fanfare. But it was Catherine that everyone was eager to see. Crowds cheered as she drove through the city, her final journey as Miss Middleton. As she stepped out of the car, it was the first time we got a good look at her beautiful Alexander McQueen dress. Designed by Sarah Burton, it truly was a dress fit for a princess. All eyes were on Catherine as she made her way down the aisle with her father Michael. And when the soon-to-be married couple met at the altar, the world watched as they nervously giggled. After the service, the newly titled Duke and Duchess of Cambridge climbed into a waiting carriage to be taken through the crowds back to Buckingham Palace. Crowds cheered as the couple greeted them from the palace balcony, and this was the moment everyone was waiting for. And after waving to the watching world, the newlyweds made their way inside to start life together as a married couple.
It was a fairy tale moment, setting trends, and the couple becoming global superstars. The wedding didn't just captivate royal watchers, it cemented the royals as enduring pop culture icons for the 21st century. This moment was revitalized public interest in the British monarchy, setting the stage for an era that highlighted royal media coverage that would only increase in intensity with the rise of social media. Next up is, and this is in no particular order this time around, going in chronological order, is Beyonce's 2013 Super Bowl halftime performance. So in February 2013, Beyonce took to the Super Bowl halftime stage and delivered a performance that would go down in history, performing hits like Crazy in Love and Single Ladies. Queen Bey brought out Destiny's Child for a reunion too that set fans into a frenzy. Her fierce choreography, stunning vocals, and pure star power made it one of the greatest Super Bowl performances of all time. Beyond the entertainment, this performance solidified Beyonce as not only a pop star, but a cultural force to be reckoned with. She wasn't just performing, she was redefining what it was to be an entertainer in the modern age. Next up at number 3 is in 2013, Orange is the New Black revolutionizes streaming and TV. They don't get enough credit and they should have gotten paid more, but let's get into it. When Orange is the New Black premiered in 2013 on Netflix, it was more than just a TV show. It was a cultural revolution. The series, which explored the lives of female inmates, was groundbreaking and in its portrayal of diverse characters, including women of different races, sexual orientations, and backgrounds. It wasn't just a critical and commercial success. It was a key moment in the rise of Netflix and the shift toward binge watching culture. Orange is the New Black proved that streaming platforms could create high quality, inclusive content that challenged the norms of traditional TV. The show's success also opened the door for more diverse, daring storytelling in mainstream media. Next up at number 4 in 2014 is Kim Kardashian Breaks the Internet. So as we know, she graced the cover of Paper magazine with a series of provocative images that claimed to break the internet. And that's exactly what they did. The internet exploded with memes, parodies, and debates, making Kim's cover a viral sensation. This moment wasn't just about shock value. It represented the power of social media and viral culture in 2010s. Kim used her online presence to elevate herself from reality TV star to cultural phenomenon. The phrase breaking the internet became synonymous with something or someone having an outsized, unavoidable impact on the digital world, something that the Kardashians had mastered. Number 5 is in 2015 when Caitlyn Jenner went through her transition. So Caitlyn Jenner's public transition in 2015 marked a watershed moment for transgender visibility. When Caitlyn
Jenner, formerly known as Olympic superstar Bruce Jenner, she has finally made her entrance as a woman on the cover of Vanity Fair magazine. Jenner publicly announced her intentions to transition just a couple of months ago, but there is living proof on the front of the magazine that that transition is now largely complete. CBC's Yelena Adzik is here with the details. So let's talk first of all about Caitlyn Jenner. Did everybody know this was coming out, or did it just land today?
We did know that a while ago with an interview with Diane Sawyer, Caitlyn Jenner identified herself as transgender, but it wasn't clear exactly to what extent we would be seeing this transition. Even in the own reality show with Kim Kardashian, she wasn't completely forthright in saying it's going to be a complete transition to womanhood. Now, here you look at the cover, the long flowing brown locks, the bodysuit, a very fitted kind of bodysuit, clearly showing the strong, large portion of the body there.
A large part of the transition has taken place, which I'm not sure everybody realized until this photo shoot.
Well, it's true, and this certainly is a coming out in the fullest sense. This is being met with a lot of declarations of support from many people, including family members. I'm going to give you a look right now at what we know of as Bruce Jenner, although this was during the transition with the longer hair that you see there, and then also this shot now being called Caitlyn Jenner. And you have to remember, I think that one of the reasons why there is so much interest in this today is that we aren't just talking about any transition. We're talking about a person who was really the alpha male. Right. This was someone who was an Olympic athlete at the highest level, of course. And then also the fame continued through with the reality show where we saw, there you get a look at some of the vintage footage there, Diana, with this idea that this is the man of all men.
He was the model male, the guy on the front of the cereal box. I mean, really, if you were going to pick someone,
well, that's it.
To make such a pronounced change.
Yeah.
you'd probably go for Bruce Jenner, just because for a generation he represented, as you say, the alpha male.
Exactly. Now, I'm going to give you a little bit of a look right now of behind the scenes of that photo shoot at Vanity Fair. That's Annie Leibovitz, of course, the famous photographer at the helm. And it was really quite something to hear and see little tidbits coming out from the interview. This issue will be hitting newsstands in July. But the idea that Caitlyn Jenner now says, quote, "If I was lying on my deathbed and I'd kept this secret and never did anything about it, I would be lying there saying, quote, you just blew your entire life." That's what she told the magazine. And so now it would really appear that the transition is complete.
It takes some getting used to, though. Like, if I'm really completely honest,
Sure.
You see the cover and I'm not ready to say I'm uncomfortable, but I'm not even sure what my reaction is, because it is such a jarring change.
I think that's just it. I think it's striking. It's quite it's a strong image. And, you know, when you take a look at this tweet that I'm about to show you, this is something that she knows people are going to be shocked by, but she says, "I'm so happy after such a long struggle to be living my true self. Welcome to the world, Caitlyn. Can't wait for you to get to know her /me." So, like I say, being met with a lot of messages of support, obviously, clearly, but also a lot of discussion and sharing online.
Which is part of the bravery of coming forward, right? And being willing to be the person that discussion is focused around.
It's true. I think the bottom line here, you hit the nail on the head there. Bravery.
When Caitlyn appeared on the cover of Vanity Fair with the headline, "Call Me Caitlyn," it wasn't just a personal announcement. It was a cultural milestone. Jenner, one of the most high-profile transgender figures in history, used her platform to raise awareness for transgender issues. Her transition sparked important conversations around gender identity acceptance and what it means to be true to oneself in the face of public scrutiny. Caitlyn's journey, followed closely by the media, opened doors for greater representation and discussion of LGBTQ+ topics in the mainstream culture. 2015, we have the dress. Do you remember the dress? If you don't, let me refresh you. In 2015, a photo of a dress posted online sparked one of the biggest debates of the decade. Was it black and blue or was it white and gold? This viral sensation took over social media, with friends, families, and even scientists weighing in on the optical illusion. What made the dress so impactful wasn't just the debate over its colors. It was the quintessential moment of the internet age, showing how quickly something trivial could capture global attention.
Already, a dress has broken the internet. That's right, you heard us right. It is the buzz story of the morning. Here's the question that is blowing up on social media. Take a look at this dress. What color do you see? Okay, bring that a little closer. I gotta take a look. I say gold and white. What do you see, Joe?
Gold and white, yeah.
Okay, if you think it is a simple answer, just try polling your friends and family, though. No one seems to agree. Some say gold and white. Others say black and blue. This whole thing started yesterday when a Scottish musician posted a picture of the $77 off-the-rack dress on Tumblr. Then it went viral. BuzzFeed says that its posting on the dress broke the site's traffic records, viewed nearly 21 million times and counting. Celebrities, sports stars, and many others weighing in on social media as well. Kim Kardashian tweeting, "What color is that dress? I see white and gold. Kanye sees black and blue. Who's colorblind?" We will tell you what Taylor Swift and many others have to say just a little bit later.
That's our lead. That's interesting.
It also highlighted how social media had become the ultimate vehicle for creating and spreading viral, meme-worthy moments. Number 7, we kind of did already get into this. 2017 was the Me Too movement.
And I'm the founder of the Me Too movement. We founded Me Too over a decade ago to support young women of color in the community we lived who were survivors of sexual violence. In the years since we started, we've expanded to support adults and people across the gender spectrum who have been holding the trauma of sexual violence for many, many years. Now, since the expansion or explosion of Me Too in 2017, we have a unique opportunity to expand our platform and continue a national conversation around sexual violence in this country and countries around the world. But we want to be clear about what the Me Too movement is about. There's lots of conversation about it being about taking down powerful men or about targeting people, and it's not about any of those things. This is a movement about giving people access to a healing journey, to make sure the most marginalized amongst us have an opportunity to start a pathway to healing from the trauma of sexual violence. It's also a movement about radical community healing. We believe that communities have to come together to make them safe and to protect the most vulnerable people from sexual violence. We do this through two ideas. One is called empowerment through empathy. We believe in the power of empathy to support people. When two people exchange the words "Me Too," it is literally an exchange of empathy between people that says, "I hear you, I see you, and I believe you." Once people have that, it gives them permission to start a healing journey. And that's what we're about. The other idea is radical community healing. And that means that in all the ways that sexual violence is allowed to flourish in our communities, we want to work against that. Ultimately, this is a movement about eradicating sexual violence. We want to teach people how to lean into their joy so that they can move away from the trauma. And we want to teach people that we can, as a collective, interrupt sexual violence wherever it lives. And we want to do that together. We need everybody doing all the work they can in all the ways they can to interrupt sexual violence. And we invite you.
The Me Too moment was truly one of the most significant cultural moments in the 2010s, beginning in 2017 when the movement gained momentum as women from all over the world shared their stories of sexual harassment and assault, especially in the workplace. The hashtag went viral, leading again to the downfall of powerful figures like Harvey Weinstein and more. But it wasn't just a social trend. It marked a turning point in how society addresses sexual misconduct and power dynamics, especially in the industry of Hollywood. It forever changed the landscape of gender politics, holding abusers accountable, and giving survivors a powerful voice. 8 is the Epstein scandal in 2019. So in 2019, financier Jeffrey Epstein's arrest was on charges of sex trafficking, and it sent shockwaves through media and pop culture. His connections to powerful figures, from celebrities to politicians, fueled global fascination and a growing sense of outrage. When Epstein died under suspicious circumstances in a New York jail cell, the scandal deepened, sparking widespread conspiracy theories. Epstein's crimes and his death opened a public conversation about power, privilege, and accountability. This dark moment in pop culture forced a reckoning about the abuse of power and the lengths to which certain elites could go to protect their reputations. The Epstein scandal remains one of the most significant and disturbing events of the decade. It's also one that I spent 2 years investigating. Part of the reason why I made my Dani Gossip Gal Girl handle was because of my investigation into that and the attention that it was getting, and also the collaboration I did at that time with NT Lawyer on that as well. But I'm very much in tune to that and will provide links if you need any more information on my 52 by 52 inch big network map that connects all the players. Next up is number 9, 2019, the Game of Thrones finale. After 8 seasons of blood, betrayal, and dragons, Game of Thrones came to an explosive and controversial end in 2019. Fans were divided. Some loved the shocking final moments, while others were left outraged by character arcs that felt rushed or out of sync with earlier seasons. Regardless of opinions, the finale became one of the most discussed television events in history, capping off a decade-long journey that had transformed TV. Game of Thrones set a new standard for cinematic storytelling on the small screen and showed how deeply a television show could embed itself in global pop culture. Next up, at number 10, is Scandal in 2019, where this massive cheating scandal rocked Vanderpump Rules and spilled into mainstream media coverage.
At 12:06 p.m., an article went live on TMZ.com. 10 sentences, 5 stylistically questionable ellipses, and 623 words, all preceded by one unbelievable headline.
Tom Sandoval and Ariana Madix call it quits. Allegations he cheated with co-star Raquel Leviss.
Raquel Leviss of the Arizona Levises. This info drop read like a chaotic Bravo Mad Libs, because some Bravo bells cannot be unrung. The news drops that Tom Sandoval has been cheating on Ariana with Raquel. Do you remember where you were, what you were doing when you heard the news, and kind of your immediate reaction at the time?
The day the world changed.
It was a Friday.
I was shocked. I was like, wait, what? Like, how? I read it and I was like, this has to be fake. Ariana is a great partner. There's just no way he would do something like this, like in such a sloppy and stupid way, and get caught at the very least.
We were blown away. We were so confused. So then you go online to realize that Ariana has deactivated her Instagram.
Tom Sandoval's affair with Raquel Leviss, now known as Rachel Leviss, while in a long-term relationship with Ariana Madix, sent shockwaves through the Bravo universe, dominating gossip sites and social media discussions. Dubbed Scandival, and the woman behind that, who I will make sure to give credit on in the YouTube video version of it, the woman who actually coined that term. I apologize, I can't remember your name off the top of it, but she deserves credit for it. It became a cultural talking point around reality TV's ability to blur the lines between real life and entertainment. Scandal also highlighted real-world implications as fans dissected every move, interview, and post in real time, making it one of the most buzzed about moments of the year. It is also a pop culture moment that I dove deep into as well, and have a 56 by 56 inch timeline if you ever need to get caught up. Also, there is a really great series done by The Ringer, and it is called An American Scandival. If you ever need to get caught up, I recommend checking that out. It's a great evergreen series that you can listen to at every time, that I had the honored privilege to be a part of because of.
Therapist once told me that the same way that some people seek safety through financial security or physical comforts, other people may seek it through data collection. The more we can know about something, the more we feel like we can control it. Maybe if we could find out what we missed, then we could find out how we missed it. Find out how Ariana missed it. And maybe then none of us would ever miss it again. Danielle Peterson is the queen of data collection. and the creator of the 56 by 56 inch Scandival timeline PDF I previously referenced. Dani Gossip Gal, as she's known on Instagram, grew up on celebrity gossip and blind items, and eventually cut her organizational teeth on timelining the Jeffrey Epstein case. When Scandival broke, her mind immediately began jumping through time for potential clues and Easter eggs, starting with the most recent. It's easy to think back to the time when Scandival clues were turning up left and right and think we were all conducting this investigation together. But I know good and well that people like me were just following the trail of people like Danielle, out there in the Instagram investigative trenches. If she's Olivia Benson, then I'm Ice-T, just never able to get over the shock of what's being laid out before my eyes here in the Special Scandival Victims Unit.
I sadly feel like a little bit of a stalker. I do apologize to them. I went through their Instagrams from top to bottom, looking at everything, and you could tell over the years, there was some disconnect. You could definitely tell that Rachel was a huge fan of his as well, looking back at posts.
Because of my work. But those were all of the pop culture moments. Definitely curious to know, what are your favorites?
Tune into the buzz, it's the talk of the day. From Bravo shows to the latest celeb spree, we've got the tea, come sip it with me. Dani Gossip Girl, Pop Culture Exposé, we're spilling all the